Happy Wednesday, dear friends. Welcome to the special Yom HaAtzmaut edition of the Masorah Minute. Happy 72nd birthday to the State of Israel. I want to share with you a surprising story about the history of the Israeli flag, but first, a Dvar Torah. In the Masechet Menachot, in Tractate Menachot, in the Talmud, there's a weird discussion about Techelet. There's 7 strings. Ideally, we're supposed to have 7 strings of white on our tzitzit, on our fringes, and there should be an 8th string that is blue, Techelet. And the Talmud asks, why Techelet, why that color blue is chosen? And the Talmud says, because blue on your Techelet, on your tzitzit, should remind you of the sea. And that color of the sea should remind you of the sky, and the sky should remind you of God's throne of glory, which will remind you of God. That's the Talmud. Rashi over there points out that the sea should also remind you of the miracles that God did for the Jewish people at the sea, namely the splitting of Yam Suf. So the question Rav Soloveitchik wants to know is, why, if you're saying the blue on the strings reminds you of the sea, which reminds you of the sky, which reminds you of just go straight from blue on the strings reminds you of God. What's with the intermediate parts, with the sea and the sky? What is that? And Rav Soloveitchik remarked that this is teaching us a very important lesson. God is not just found in heaven. God is found in the sea. God is found in the sky. God is found in our world. And what Rashi is saying, God is found in the miracles in our world. God is there in every aspect of history, and especially Jewish history. God intervenes. God cares. God is manipulating everything, and nature is all part doing God's bidding. That's the idea of the blue and the Techelet, and that's why we have the intermediate pattern. So listen to this story. Late 1900s, early 20th century, Theodor Herzl got together with the other Zionist leaders and they said, what should the flag for the nascent state of Israel be? And Herzl said, let's make a white flag symbolizing a new beginning, fresh start. We're out with the old Jew, we're starting with the new Jew. And in that flag there should be 7 stars symbolizing the 7-hour workday. They were going to implement a 7-hour workday. So the 7 plus the white beginning, the fresh beginning is symbolized by the white flag. Came along a man named David Wolfson, and he said, I have a different idea. Why don't we have a white flag with Techelet colored, with blue, light blue stripes to symbolize a talit? And as we know, Wolfson's idea went out. And isn't it interesting? Herzl wanted to say, I'm destroying the old Jew. I'm taking everything out about Judaism that was our past, and we're moving forward. We're creating a new Jew, a socialist Jew who has 7-hour workdays. And Wolfson said, wait a second. We're going to try to begin and start the state of Israel, but you know what we can never forget? There's a God. Those blue stripes on the Israeli flag are there to remind us Hashem is involved in our world. Hashem is there manipulating Jewish history. And isn't it ironic? Herzl thought that we were going to have the state of Israel. We wouldn't need God anymore. Never before, perhaps, have we needed God as much as we do now with the state of Israel and with millions of people who are trying to destroy that state every day. And Wolfson said, let's bring Techelet, let's bring that blue, let's bring God's investment and impact on the world and invest that into the state of Israel. And that's where we are today. 72 years later, Israel now, I think we all see, desperately needs God every single day to survive. And we all need Hashem, and we need to see Hashem in the blue of the sea, in the sky, and in the great history of the Jewish people. I wish you a happy Yom HaAtzmaut and a Shabbat Shalom.